Welcome back. You're listening to the Flow Friday Sports Show here on Flow FM. Time to talk some tennis again, this time in South Australia though. And joining me now is Egan Regnier, our regular correspondent from the Southern Ports tennis competition. And he's a pretty happy man as well after securing some bragging rights in the time that we've been off air. We'll hear more about that a little later on. But Egan, great to be with you again. How was your time off across New Year's and Christmas?
Hi Alice. Good little break off over Christmas and New Year's, and been watching a fair bit of tennis on TV, so very keen to get back into it.
No doubt you are, and I guess a pretty good time for the Roosters just to bury their heads for a few weeks and recharge. What do you say to that, given that the form was a little indifferent going into the season break?
We have a fairly long break now in our season. It's been, I think, 4 weeks, maybe even 5 weeks, and it is good to have a break. It'd be interesting though how we start back up though, because I know, especially in Robe, it's very busy over the summer period, and you probably don't get to practice tennis as much as you like to. But it'd be interesting to see how we go getting back into it.
No doubt. Well, let's take a look at, firstly, round 8, which we never covered on the Flow Friday Sports Show back at the end of 2022. So let's take a look at how that all went. We'll start with the game featuring Naracoorte and your side. So tell us what happened there.
We travelled down to Naracoorte in that game, and Naracoorte being the top side and us struggling a little bit. We went down there trying our hardest, but just really weren't in the competition in the game at all. Naracoorte just proved way too strong that day.
So your team was undermanned. Can you fill us in on why exactly that was?
Let me just try and think. Going back to that day, we had a few out. I think there was a local road wedding that didn't help us massively. And I know we just a bit hard coming into Christmas with work shows and all that as well. So we had a few out that week, which didn't help us. But don't take that away from Naracoorte. They're a very good side, and way too good for us that day.
We know what those country weddings are like, Regan. You're pretty stiff if you're in the town and you're not invited, so we'll give you a pass there. Now, Penola, they've showed some real courage throughout the first few rounds, but they were not good enough against Beachport, and I gather this was a result most people would have predicted. Beachport. They're not hit and miss, but they when they've got a good side in, they're a very good team. I guess they probably start off a little bit slower than I thought what they were going to do. I thought they were going to be really good this year. They are still good though, but they travelled to Penola and did what they had to do, and had a really good win over there, which they keep sneaking up the ladder, and bit of a dark horse really, but they're going well, Beachport. Now, a lot of people would have been looking forward to the Lucindale Derby, as I've named it, the Wombats beating the Cockatoos. What did you make of this game?
The Wombats, their form has been a bit up and down the last 2 weeks before Christmas, and it was probably a really good thing for them just to settle before the Christmas break. So they had a really good win over the Cockatoos. The Cockatoos, I know, easy beat though. Again, they got a good sort of probably lower orders boys and girls steer their ship at times by looking at results, and they did that again. But the Wombats just proved a bit too strong and held out their day.
In the last game of the round, we had Francis getting up over Kingston. Regan, how did this one play out?
Two really good sides, and fighting for the top 2 or 3 spots on the ladder for sure. And again, Francis had a really good siding of looking at their scorecard, and Kingston didn't have a bad siding though. But they really good tight games through the whole day, and Francis is
Francis has proven to be right at the top, fighting for that top spot. But yeah, Kingston won't go down easy in any match, I don't think, this year.
There we have it, and in what was the silver lining for your side across the weekend, the Robe Rebels defeated by the Lucindale Koalas on a forfeit. So the Robe side's really struggling to field teams across that round, Regan. Now let's fast forward and take a look at what were some happier times for your side getting up in the big Ling Cup where the two Robe sides can test one another. So Regan, you are the captain and first pick in the Roosters side. So tell us how this all went. Bragging rights secured for now. You'd be pretty happy with how that all went.
I get to pick myself every week, which is a bit lucky, I guess. I make sure I make the side just. But it's a massive game for our little country tennis club. The committee and both the sides and everyone that plays puts a lot into it, and only 2 years old, but it's very different when you've been teammates with some of them players for the last 5-6 years, and then you've got to face them on the other side of the net. But it was a massive day for the club. We also had our sponsors day that day, which was really good to see a fair few people around the place. The Roosters got the win 14-10, but really it was anyone's game. It was a real windy day in Robe, which is typical, and there was 14 sets that would decide under 2 games. So we started off really well, which we haven't been doing that all year. We won 5 out of 6 mixed, and that sort of just gave us the lead just to keep our noses in front for the rest of the day, and end up winning 14-10, which was very good because that's a game we put on our calendar that we really want to win every year. So happy with it.
As you should be. A big congratulations to you and your team. Just tell us, Regan, when does everything get back up and running again?
This weekend, which is the 21st of January.
Beautiful. All right, well, we'll take this opportunity just to go over the fixtures because we do not have a Friday sports show on the week of of Australia Day. So we'll catch up with you in a couple of weeks from now, but just give us a quick preview of this weekend's action.
So I'll start with my team first. The Roosters, we travelled down to Lucindale to play the Wombats. Just lost them in the first round, but we're hoping to fight back, and obviously I'm going to tip the Roosters to win that game. The Robe Rebels, they play Kingston down in Robe. Kingston being a good side they are, I think they'll be too good for the Rebels. A really good match with the Koalas and Francis, both fighting up the top 4 spots. I think, again, Francis is going to be a bit too strong. Beachport versus Narracourt down at Beachport. Narracourt's in top ladder for a reason, and I think they're just going to keep continuing their winning form. And the last game is Penola versus the Cockatoos, which I think that'll be a bit of an interesting game. And I'm going to pick a bit of a roughie, and I'm going to go Penola in that one.
There we have it. Well, before we do let you go, Egan, Australian Open up and running, and it's that one time of the year in Australia for tennis fans where your sport is in the back page every day or making the back page headlines. So just tell us what you've made of it so far and who your smoky is to perhaps go on and really contest for the Open this year.
Yeah, it's for someone like me that really likes tennis. It's good to have it on TV all the time and in the news, and you hope like a lot of kids watch it and get keen and get out on the court and practice and want to take up tennis as a sport when they grow up. It's been a good first week. A few upsets, which like Nadal got knocked out early. I don't think he's 100% though, but a few upsets in it all. But my smoky for the men. I was actually thinking Nick Kyrgios, but obviously he's not playing at all. I'll probably go with Taylor Fritz from America. And with the women, I'm also going another American. I'm going to go with Madison Keys. So I've gone 2 smokies. Obviously, I think Novak's going to be very hard to beat. And the women are always a bit open, but yeah, I'm going 2 smokies to win it all.
There we have it. He's made the call. Well, Egan Regnier, good luck with the weekend's action where the season will recommence. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll speak to you in a couple of weeks' time, and congratulations again on that massive Ling Cup win. That's Egan Regnier, our regular correspondent from Southern Ports Tennis and the captain of the Robe Roosters. Take care of yourself, Egan.
No worries. Thank you for having me.